Hi friends, Shalon Day with Bible Journaling Ministries. I invite you to come along with me as I use the newest digital stamp in Bible Journaling Ministries. This one is entitled Andrew, and I will be using 3 different colors of Gelatos, some water texture paste, 2 stencils that I have on hand, and white cardstock to create our entry. We're going to be using Andrew for John 1, 40, and 41. So if you're ready, let's get started. Our digital stamp for this month is Andrew, who is the brother of Simon Peter. He's also the disciple that had followed John the Baptist and saw Jesus first and went to his brother Simon Peter and brought Simon Peter to Jesus. So very nice digital stamp image. I have it printed here on cardstock, but I went back and as I was kind of planning for this video, I resized the image and printed him on clear sticker paper and cut him out with my silhouette. So this is actually the image that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be putting him into my Bible rather than my art journal, which is usually how I use these digital stamps. But I am going to be using this image to journal John chapter 1 verse 41, and in my Hosanna revival that reads, "He first found his own brother Simon and told him, 'We have found the Messiah,'" which is translated the Christ. And you could even go up to verse 40 and says, "Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, was one of the 2 who heard John and followed him," John the Baptist. I went ahead and cut a piece of cardstock, and here's why: because he is on clear sticker paper. I'm going to be using 3 colors of Gelatos to create a background. So I took white cardstock, I cut it just below this verse 40 and 41, and glued it using just an Elmer's glue stick into my Bible because I didn't want the words of the scripture to come through through the image. And I know that Gelatos, you can see through them. So even as I do the background, it's still going to show the words through, and I didn't want the words to come through on my image. So a piece of cardstock that I cut and put in with a glue stick. I'm also going to be using 2 different stencils. Let me put my Gelatos down here that I made a long time ago. This particular stencil with the swirly curly cues I actually made from a Faith Inspirations kit, and this was one of the images that came with that particular monthly challenge, and so I printed it on cardstock and cut it out with my silhouette. So now I've got a stencil that I can use. I'm going to use this on the white background, and I believe this may have come from Faith Inspirations, maybe even in the first season, I don't know, but it's just a stencil that I made with crosses. So I'm going to be layering these stencils in the 3 colors of Gelatos that I will be using: Nebula, Metallic Blueberry, and then just this blue color. It actually looks a little metallic also. So what I'm going to do is use a method that I have used before by adding water to my pigment on my palette and then using a sponge to sponge. I'm going to sponge the first layer on, and then I'm going to be using my texture paste for a different layer for probably the crosses, and then I'll come back and lay my image over the background that I have made. Now I'm going to start with the lightest of the blues, Metallic Blueberry. And I'm just going to cover this whole thing. Now, the reason that I chose blue was because Andrew was a fisherman, and water. So I'm going to make the entire background. I'm just going to color it using the metallic blueberry, probably take a baby wipe and smudge it in places, and then use my stencils. So I'm just going to start with this, and you can lighten it. You don't have to press very hard. I just want some pigment laid down. Kind of all over. And again, I'm going to take my baby wipe and spread this out. So I'm not going to put it very heavy, and I want it to be a lighter color anyway, but I want good coverage because I want the entire piece of cardstock. Could I have used a piece of blue, light blue cardstock? Sure, I could have, but then I wouldn't be able to work with gelatos as much. Have my baby wipes, and I'm just going to fold and start to spread the color. And if I get it off like I did right there, no big deal. It's just a little color. Don't want it too wet on cardstock because you don't want to ball up your cardstock. Just what I did here. Baby wipe is wetter than I thought. But as you see, all of the squigglies disappear as I spread that color out. I'm just going to take a paper towel, wipe some of that paper fiber that balled up on my cardstock. Just going to kind of wipe it off. Lightly. Okay. I'm going to start with my little circles. I'm going to put another piece of cardstock under this just in case I get a little crazy. All right. If you have a stencil, you can certainly move it around a bit, which is probably what I am going to do. And I'm going to use Nebula. So I'm going to twist that up just a little. Actually, I don't need to. I can just leave it like that. I don't need much color. Oh, that's beautiful. My water bottle. Spray quite a bit of water on it. I really want it to be mixed really well. And this color actually has a shimmer where it looks one color in one light and another color in another. So it's almost like holographic. Let me add just a little bit more water because again, I'm going to pick it up with my sponge. So I want it to be mixed really well, almost like an ink. And if you find you added too much water like me, you can always add some more gelato. I'm going to just leave it like that for a minute. I'm going to take my little makeup sponge here, Dollar Tree multi-pack, and I'm really going to focus on, so some of these are, this one is a little flimsy, so I actually tore this one, and it's not, so I'm not going to use that particular one. So I'm just going to kind of move my stencil around on my blue here. I'm going to use this smaller end just to pick up the pigment, and then I'm just going to dab my little circle here up and down, because I don't want it to smear anywhere, and because these are little circles. Really pressing that down. Down and up, down and up. Okay, let's use this other small one right here. Maybe add just a little bit more water here on the side. Just to pick up some of that color. Same way, up and down. And I'll use this one over here as well. And now, pick my stencil up. Look at that. Now, let's use a bigger one. Let's use this larger one right here. Need to get me some more color out here. So, I'm going to do this large one right here. And I'm going to start from the outside, kind of work my way in. Dab, dab, dab. We need a little more water. Let's put it on the side. Kind of hold the middle in just a little. Maybe I need to do this on the side. Okay. Nice. Now we'll do another large, let's see, maybe this one here, because I think I can position it just right. Yes. Nice. And one more small one right here. And maybe a half circle. I'm really liking the way that this color is going down. On the cardstock. It was a little light, but that's okay. So I have decided, just set this aside. I've decided that I'm going to lay my Andrew image down first before I move on to use the texture paste and the other blue for the crosses, because the texture paste obviously is going to be standing up off of the page, which will prohibit my sticker paper from lying flat. And so I'm going to put Andrew down and then do the crosses and the texture paste around him so that he lays down correctly on my page. Let's cut it. and smash it just a little bit. And then take my texture paste. Get that out. Now I can mix my color. Trying to make sure it's really mixed in there well with that texture paste. All right, let's take my image, go ahead and lay it down. My hands and fingers are going to be all different colors by the time we're done. So again, print it on sticker paper, cut out with my silhouette cameo just to make it easier. Okay, take my cross stencil and I'm just going to start up here at the top. Just take a little and smoosh it into my stencil. Move over here. I know this is going to be in one of those curly cues, but that's okay. Just everywhere that the image of Andrew is not is where I'm going to put my stencils, or my crosses from my stencil. That one's a little iffy. That one's a little iffy. Okay, let's do this one. It's right at the edge here. Let's do this one up here. And let's do this one on the side. It'll just be a half of a cross. And maybe this one because it's just part of his hair. And maybe here on the side because it's just the side of his okay, let's lift our stencil. I love that. We could move our stencil. Let's mix up some more texture paste. like that. I made a little mess in my texture paste. I'll have to clean that up later. And some more gelato. Here we go. Really get that mixed up well so that you don't have the white texture paste. I'm going to try to get it into a where it's a little easier for me to grab like that. And let's just add one, let's see, right here. And down here. And let's right here. I'm not pressing hard because I don't want to smush because the paste is still wet. There we go. There. I love that. Okay. Now I just need to come through and highlight my verse just using a colored pencil, and I'm going to turn my Bible upside down to highlight because I don't want to put my hand or arm in any of these crosses. I'm actually going to highlight verse 42 because it identifies him right off the bat. Andrew. Okay, in blue. That worked out well. So there we have it. An easy way to use the digital stamp. This is not a tip-in. I did cover my Bible page with cardstock, white cardstock, and use stencils in 3 different colors of gelatos, some with water, and used it as a stamp with the stencil, and some with the texture paste and a stencil. But this is how I use gelatos and the digital stamp for this month. I have enjoyed being with you. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and the bell for notifications if you have not already done so. We love to have you watching our videos, interacting with us down below in the comments. Cannot wait to see your creations using Andrew for this month. Be sure to post your journaling entries in the beginners community on Facebook. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.